Greetings, fencers. After listening to cuts, Liechtenauer lists the primary devices. It's meant to be easy to memorize and has hidden information in it as well. The verse goes, fool parries, chasing, overrunning, give strokes, change through, pull, run through, slice off, press the hands, hang, wind with the openings, strike, catch, slash, thrust with jabs. The first word fool is to reference the 4 guards you should use, from the day, ox, fool, and plow. And parries refers to the 4 cuts that counter the guards, thwart, crooked, scalper, and squinter. Together, fool parries references you would be a fool to use common or straight parrying with the point up. Chasing is pressuring the opening just created. It is effective against people who use large cuts, waiting until their sword is passed, and striking. Also, when an opponent moves to defend, strike where their sword was previously. Overrunning is when an opponent strikes at low openings without advantage. You can pull your leg back and strike or beat their sword and thrust. It is greater distance to hit the legs than it is to hit the head. Changing through is ducking the sword under your opponents to strike the other side. Very effective if people try to target your sword, or try to enter the bind. Pulling is when in the bind you leave to strike to another opening, but return to the same side. Running through is all forms of takedowns and throws done after an aggressive bind. Slicing off is targeting the arms, neck, or face and getting solid, consistent pressure to cut tendons and veins. Pressing the hands is transforming the slices to gain full control of the hands. The hangings are positions that derive from ox and plow to be used in the devices. Windings are blade movements made to each opening using feeling of the blade. There is 2 for each of the 4 openings, whether they are soft or hard, and it can be done with either a cut, thrust, or slice. Here the opponent is soft, so I wind into ox. Here the opponent's hard, so I wind into the other ox. That can be done 8 different times with thrusts and 24 times including cuts and slices. The last line is interesting. It says strike, catch, slash. A slash is a rising short edge cut, good for striking arms and deflecting, but the line is more meant to signify the common Liechtenauer phrase, when your opponent cuts, you cut. Therefore, cuts, catch, cuts. And finally, the phrase, thrust with jabs. That's referring to the second part of the Liechtenauer phrase, when your opponent thrusts, you thrust. Thrust with a thrust. It also signifies a technique listed in the 17, but not in these lines, a Zettel, setting off or aside, countering attacks with a thrust. This is just a general list of principal devices. There are many ways to do them. Thanks for watching, keep studying, keep practicing.
Nice! Hey, that was
That was so cool!
that was the best one I think we've ever done.